And now, introducing Casey Carter.
Hey, it's me, Casey Carter, and it's Wednesday. It is hump day. It is 8 o'clock, and it is time for Casey at Night. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being here with me. Um, and let me just say, there's a lot that's going to be happening in the next few months in terms of where you're going to find Casey, what time, what's it going to look like, what are we going to talk about, who are the guests. And this week, I'm trying out a bunch of new things. First of which is I'm no longer on my at Read Casey Carter Twitter / Periscope. So let me tell you the story. Last week, I had the lovely, the magnificent, the extremely talented Ms. Rita Daniels on as my guest. She was so good. Oh my God. First of all, I'm going to have Rita back. I want Rita to basically give me an art lesson. She has the most amazing art, and I loved, walking through her place and seeing the art on the wall that she did herself. I'm like literally trying to get her to send me some of it. Anywho, I also showed some of Rita's bikinis, some bikini photos, because during the pandemic, Ms. Rita was wearing a bikini just about every day, or a monokini, or, Triscuits and thread. I don't know, and I kind of got kicked off Periscope. Like it's not happened before. But yeah, your girl got kicked off Periscope again. So that means you are now going to have to start following me on Casey at Night on Twitter. So yeah, that's pretty easy. Casey at Night on Twitter. And if you're not already following me, say on YouTube, I need you to follow me on Twitter. Follow me everywhere is basically what this boils down to. I mean, let's just make your life easier. You want to know where I'm at and what I'm doing? Just click all the spots, click all the socials, click all the YouTube, go to the website, just do it all. And that way you don't have to try to guess because one of these things is going to tell you where I'm at. So, anyway, shout out to Ms. Rita Daniels. Thank you for being such a lovely guest last week, and I am definitely going to have her back. Also, 2 weeks ago, I had the most amazing dinner with London Bridges, Coco Williams, and executive chef Vaughn Nielsen. And the intimacy of food is a total pet project. And that is also going to be evolving over the course of the year. We've already got the idea for the next episode coming, and it's going to be quite delightful. Very excited about that. Don't have a date yet, but don't worry. I will be sure to let you know when the next episode of The Intimacy of Food on Casey Carter will be on. But if you missed that episode and you missed last week's episode and your ass ain't been to my YouTube channel yet and you haven't seen anything on my social media, I'm going to give you a little bit of taste of what you missed.
let me tell you what it is. When you put these small mustard seed in your mouth, then you
like
taste
putting
them. Let me
spicy
tell
stuff
you
in my
about.
mouth?
I think a lot of people don't understand our mouth. What really happens when we put food into our mouth, right? Our mouth has what is called taste buds, and the taste buds get activated when something goes into them. And the taste buds are actually, and this is really true, I learned that very early on. They have like small, in the back of your mouth, it's like small holes, if you can say it like that to be understanding.
Holes
So
and
the idea is that when we
activation.
taste something,
There's a
it
lot going on.
activates the taste buds. It sends a message to the brain. It tastes good. You see, it's all about activating your brain.
There's a science to food, people.
Here's the thing. Duchess Cashmere we just had this conversation with the 10,000 taste buds and the comparison to 10,000 clicks.
That's
And now I'm listening to him describe what's going on with the taste buds and the hole in the taste bud and how the flavor gets
activating
into
the whole.
Miss Casey Carter, did you know that the average person has 10,000 taste buds? That's 10,000 pathways to pleasure, if you catch my drift. It gives a whole new meaning to what their mouth do, okay?
Oh, girl. I love how you say 10,000 pathways to pleasure.
10,000.
I've heard that there's several taste buds, and I've
Yes.
heard that your different parts of your tongue taste different things, but when you
Yes.
describe it as
Mhm.
10,000
10,000.
pathways to pleasure,
Yes.
it gets
Like 10,000 little clits or 10,000 little fingertips right on the tip of tongue.
okay. See, now that you done said clits, we ah ah tongue 10,000 10,000 taste buds, all with little holes where things go in and activate the senses. But anyway, hopefully that'll get you coming back for a little bit more of the intimacy of food on Casey at Night. But tonight, this is a very special night. Well, technically, all my Wednesdays with you are special. Let's just call it what it is. But tonight is special because I'm revisiting a topic that I explored a few years back, 2.5 years back. And yeah, let me just roll this clip for you real quick to get kind of set the stage for what we're talking about tonight. Um, I want you to hear what I'm about to say because this is the country we live in. And these are some of the crazy and outrageous laws that have been developed many, many, many years ago in an effort to control women, which is, again, something I mentioned last week. There have been many laws that were in an effort to control women, to control African Americans or Negroes way back in the day. And a lot of these laws have not been changed. And when it suits people, they then decide to use these laws or to enact these laws. And I came across something absolutely crazy and insane and outrageous that then caused me to want to talk about it a little more, want to get a little bit deeper into this issue of, in the state of North Carolina, hear me good, in the state of North Carolina, no does not mean no. If a woman tells you no in the midst of sex, you've already penetrated, she's already said yes, she's already given you every indication that this is something she wants, but she suddenly changes her mind. She cannot now claim rape if a man decides he's not going to stop. Out fucking rageous. The fuck kind of shit is that, people? I mean, seriously, this is the most insane, or one of the most insane laws I've ever heard. Even more insane, there is a state senator in North Carolina who has been trying for the last few years to change the law. He's getting no support whatsoever. That's what we're going to talk about tonight on Casey at Night. Aha! So, did you know that up until October 31st of 2019, in the state of North Carolina, no did not mean no. Let me say that again. In North Carolina, no did not mean no. If you consented and then revoked consent, and someone continues to have sex with you, you could not then accuse them of rape. They couldn't be arrested, charged, nothing. Because some 40-year-old law, something that was from 1979, it was a legal precedent that had been in place since 1979, thanks to a Supreme Court ruling. Can you imagine something as insane as your wife, your sister, your mother, God forbid, your daughter, your young daughter is raped and you can't sue? So yeah, I did a whole show about that. I mean, because listen, I had family. I still have family in North Carolina. I got nieces and nephews in North Carolina. And I wanted to make sure my people knew this could possibly happen. Entire law industry dedicated to getting people off who have been accused of rape after first receiving consent. It, like when you searched it, it was like everywhere. Lawyers, like literally lawyers making all their, it's like you know, a DUI lawyer, right? Like literally rape lawyers in the North Carolina. Just anyway. So I recently did a show with Cleo Stiller. So I want all of y'all to thank Cleo for bringing this up. I was doing the show with Cleo Stiller, and after the show we were talking, and I shared with her this crazy North Carolina no doesn't mean no law. And so while we were talking, she Googled it and was like, well, when did you do your show? I told her I did it, a few years back. And she says, well, they have since changed the law. What? What? You mean finally? Now all 50 states agree that no means no. Okay. All right. So I'm like, fan-fucking-tastic. We are going to revisit this story about the fact that North Carolina for 40 years didn't give a fuck if you were fucked against your will. Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. So it says here, according to Kimberly Lawson, a reporter for The Courier, that on October 31st of 2019, every member of the Republican-controlled North Carolina General Assembly voted to approve Senate Bill 199, a package of measures designed to, per the bill, strengthen and modernize the state's sexual assault laws. to strengthen and modernize. Listen, if a person can get off, get away with raping someone, baby, that's more than strengthening and modernizing. Give me a break. So it says North Carolina was the only state in the country where a person could legally continue to have sex with you even if you had changed your mind. It was legal. Now, here's the thing. I was trying to understand, why on earth would I have to beg and plead and cry and all of this to convince people that it was a good idea to kind of fix that little loophole in the law? Like, so when I did the show back in August of 2018, there was a state senator by the name of, by the name of Jeff Jackson. That's Jeff. Cute, right? Yeah, I ain't really like that picture. That was his senator picture. Yeah, I found something a little bit more comfortable, casual with Jeff. Jeff's married, he's got a few kids, cute wife, cute family, all of that. But Jeff was getting, as I mentioned in that clip, no support. Every time he would try to bring this to the Senate floor, they were like, oh, yeah. And then when they realized it was about sex, they were like, oh, no. We don't want any part of that. We don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. It was like they weren't even listening to the fact that there was this loophole in the law that let people get away with raping people. I don't understand why folks hear the word sex and go la 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 la. Crazy, right? But apparently, and here's the thing, Jeff had been working on this since 2015. They finally fixed this loophole in 2019, but every time Jeff tried to get it in front of people, they weren't trying to hear him. I don't understand. What state? North Carolina. Yes, North Carolina. Again, North Carolina. Finally, no means no. Okay? And now, here's what's crazy to me. So Jackson says, instead, Senator Jackson, a Democrat representing District 7, for those of you who live in North Carolina, has worked to address the withdrawal of consent loophole since 2015. About the years-long effort to close this loophole, Jackson told the Courier, "We have a deeply conservative majority party." You don't say. And this bill dealt explicitly with sex. I think there was some confusion about how controversial this bill was. Eventually, I think they realized, after hearing from thousands of women, that what was actually controversial was not closing the loophole. Yeah. Yes. I mean, because think about it. Women, men, think about this. You're presenting a bill that says, hey, apparently you can get away with, raping people if they said yes initially. And we should probably fix that. And the other folks in the room with you are like, wait. Did you say sex? Oh, no. We're not going to bring that to the Senate floor. We're not going to talk about that. We're not. No. Well, people, fortunately, Jeff won. Jeff did what Jeff had to do, and he got a bunch of women, because women always make it happen. But he got some women to help out and get the job done, to finally make these men realize, hey, you can't just let people treat us any old way. You're going to have to fix this. Now, what's interesting about the bill, it wasn't just a no means no thing. As it turns out, there were some other things that were addressed in this bill. So I just pulled these particular items. So first, no finally means no. Great. But if you witness child abuse and don't report it, you are breaking the law. Next, it extends the statute of limitations to 28 years old for reporting child abuse. So if you were abused as a child, you have up until the age of 28 to report it. And it's a crime to have sex with someone that is incapacitated, even if by their own actions. So, what's the point of all of that? Well, here's the point. A lot of us know someone who may have been abused as a child, or we know that there is a child currently being abused. And yet, we could not, apparently, according to this, couldn't do anything about that. I don't understand why you had to put in this law that if you know of child abuse and don't report it, you're breaking the law. To me, it seems like I should not have been concerned about reporting child abuse. But apparently, I guess like the no means no, there was no doing that. And the idea that you would give them a bigger window of time to report it. I think the previous limit was age 21. So definitely 28, that's an improvement. Yes, greatly appreciated. You probably should give them more time because for some folks, it's hard to talk about or they've repressed it and they're just not going to get there anytime soon. And then finally, so what you're saying is if I'm drunk and a bit incoherent, no is yes, yes is no, up is down, down is up, all of those things that, you could theoretically take advantage of because I'm not quite in my right mind. So what you're telling me is before you fixed the law, you could have got away with that too. So people always say, oh, that state of Georgia and all those problems. Baby, let me tell you something. I don't care what state you live in. There's some kind of shenanigans going on in your state too. There's a lot we don't know about the laws that we live under. And North Carolina just proves that point that there were things going on in the state that affected us on a day-to-day basis and we had no idea, none whatsoever. But I will say, I am very happy to hear that North Carolina got their shit together, because baby, that's some scary thought. That is a scary thought. Now, some of the other things that they say they're going to be working on: the legal definition of rape, the amount of time a victim of sex crime has to pursue a case, and the laws explaining what statutes consent all vary state to state. In fact, half of the country doesn't even have an explicit definition of consent on their books, while only a handful of places call for affirmative consent. Now, here's where it gets a little confusing again. In states like Wisconsin and California, the standard is yes means yes, putting the onus on people to obtain freely given consent from their partner instead of relying on a lack of response as permission to move forward with sexual activity. See, just when you thought having no mean no made it all good, there's still confusion about whether or not you've got permission to have sex with someone. Consent is everything. Explicit consent is everything. Please, people, don't blow it off. Don't guess, speculate. Get the hard yes. And when you get the hard no, listen. So, again, state of North Carolina, Good job. Finally, you care if people are had raped against their will. I appreciate that. I'll be back.
Certain amount of power around the white chef's coat and the long white apron, right? I mean, you put yourself in control. Like, I got you. I own you from this moment when it comes to the food. And you are at my mercy because I'm the cooker, okay? And there is a certain amount of, I enjoy that I'm in control of that part. Am I moving into the wrong area here?
Oh no.
Think about what we talked about earlier, and I'm not trying to keep rubbing it in.
No, rub it in.
But it is
Rub
about.
it in.
Okay, I'm rubbing it in then.
Thank
In
you.
all the holes.
It's the power. It's the power. It's the
power
of the white chef's coat. Okay.
I believe in the power. I receive the power. And listen, I will speak for the power.
Okay.
I will
Thank you.
swallow the power.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
It is about the power of the white chef's coat. A lot of these chefs in these restaurants, they love the idea that people come into the restaurant and they are kind of in control.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like a captain on a ship. And he's standing up there on the top of the ship with his white coat, right? And people come in and they sit down and we go out to Miss Casey, Miss Coco, Miss London, and what do you want tonight?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they say the best thing you can do to a chef is when you say, you decide. So now he's in control, right?
Right. Now he's
in
officially
control, right?
Officially
Yeah.
in control.
And if he's real smart, he will say, is there something you don't like? I want to know how far I can go with you. And then he just go out and he make things in his kitchen.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave that thought there.
Yes, and I want now for those of you who are in the lifestyle, you heard him say something about the chef asking about how far he could go.
Consent.
So right there, right there. See what I'm saying?
Even chefs show consent.
Right there.
Sexy. Consent is sexy.
Consent is very sexy.
So sexy.
Right. Let me tell you, this is why you come to watch Casey. Yeah, I know, right? Like, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can play that for you again. What the fuck? Yeah, that's my next segment. That's my next segment. So I'm gonna be introducing segments to the show, special segments to the show. And tonight I'm introducing WTF, What the Fuck. And on tonight's episode of What the Fuck, we're going to talk about the Virginia Second Lieutenant, Caron Nazario, who was pulled over in Windsor, Virginia. We're going to look at the little video, and I got another video that I want to use for comparison. But I'm also going to introduce you to my law expert, Lorenzo. Just hold on one second while I bring Lorenzo in. We got camera thing. Ooh, nope. That ain't Lorenzo's name, y'all. Hold on while I bring Lorenzo. Hey! Can you hear me, Lorenzo?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can, but your mouth's not moving with your face.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're there? All right. Well, well, hopefully your mouth and the video will catch up to each other.
All right.
Okay. So, Lorenzo, you know, I work with you in terms of what I like to call safety tips, KC's safety tips featuring Lorenzo. You are my resident expert in KC's safety tips featuring Lorenzo. Available for
Right.
viewing on YouTube. Check it out. We're busy keeping you safe on and off the web.
All right.
So anyway, I'm not even gonna get into all your background. I'm gonna just say over 35 years of law enforcement experience in the DC area. Okay? So, having said that, I want to play video and I want you all to see this, and I'm gonna play these videos in their entirety because I want you to be able to see what's going on in this world that we live in if you've got a little melanin in your skin. So just hold on 1 second and sit back and watch these two videos. Tell me what you see.
All right.
Going back. Felony traffic stop. Put your hands out the window. Felony traffic stop, 1836. Put your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window. How many occupants? All units 213. How many occupants are in the vehicle? What's going on? How many occupants are in your vehicle? It's only myself. Why is your weapons drawn? What's going on? Open the door slowly and step out. Open the door. I'm not getting out the vehicle. What's going on? Get out the car. Open the door slowly and get out. What's going on? Get out of the car now. Open the door and get out the car. Hold. Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window. My hands are right here. What's going on? Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. What's going on? Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated. Yo, what this one? I'm available too. I don't know, babe. Get out of the car. What's going on? Get out of the car now. What's going on? What's going on? You fixing to ride the light, son. I'm sorry, what? Get out of the car now. What's going on? Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. Sir, just get out of the car. Walk with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car. You received an order. Obey it. I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I? Yeah, you should be. Get out. What's going on? Get out the car. Get out now. I have not committed any crimes. You're being stopped on child violence. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest for a traffic. You're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for a traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped. Get your hands. Get out the car now. Get out the car. Get your hands off me. 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 I didn't do anything. Don't do that. Sir, get out of the car now. Hey, sir, get out of the car now. I'm trying to talk to you. Okay. I'm trying to talk to you. Get out. Just relax. Can you please relax? Can you please relax? Get out of the car right now. This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're going to treat me? I didn't do anything. Whoa, hold on. What's going on? Hold on. Watch it. Hey, boy, this is the boy. Get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Car now. Sir, just get out of the car. I'm trying to breathe. Get out of the car now. That's up. That's really up. Yeah, get out of the car and get on the ground now and get it again. I don't even want to be my seatbelt. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car. Look, I'm just gonna please. You're gonna do as you're told. Get out of the car. Look, take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. Look, my hands are out. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. My hands are out. Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there. My hands are out. Please. Please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right now. Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist? Corporal, what are you? I'm a lieutenant. Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be. You just complied. Get out of the car. I'm reaching for my seatbelt. Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight on the ground. Straight onto the ground. Ma'am, it's just a man and officer available. Down. Let's go. It's just a man and officer available. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground and get sprayed again. Get on the ground. Please talk to me about what's going on. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Please talk to me about what's going on. Please talk to me about what's going on. Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this? Why? You're not cooperating. Get on the ground. Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up. This is really messed up. Sorry, bro. Just let me go. Sorry. 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 She knows she's... Okay. That's all right. Just keep an eye on it. Just get the right thing. Just put your hand on the steering wheel. No. No. Whoa. Hey, get out of the car, man. You got a gun right there. Whoa. There's rights. There's rights to this. Get out. There are rights to this. You have a control. There are rights to this. Get out. Right there. It's open. My hands are up. My hands are up. No, you got it. This is on body cam. You have body cam, sir? Do you have a body cam? Do you have a body cam? Put your hand over your eyes. Do you have a body cam, sir? Put your hands over your eyes. I will send this dog on you. I will shoot you. Don't get your gun. You have rights. Put your hand. You have rights too. You have rights too. Don't you dare. You have rights. Don't you dare. You know that. You have a weapon, okay? Yes, I do. Don't. What I need you to do. Hey. Listen. This is also a constitutional body cam request. Quit yelling so I can talk to you. Give a gun for me, sir. Okay. I need you to relax for me, okay? I will shoot you because it has a threat. It's over there. You have no body cam. You know this? He has a body cam. My hands are open. My hands are open. You need to get out of the car so we can remove you from that weapon. You cannot. No, it is constitutionally owned. I see that. You have a concealed carry permit. It's not concealed. Yes, you can see the weapon. It's right there. Don't do it. What are you afraid of? Don't do it. Do me a favor. Just please step out of the car. That's all we're asking you to do. You're asking me to Yes. Conceal your weapons, please. No. This is how we treat each other civilly. This is how we act civilly. You know this. Right eye! Right eye! You got cover? No. Yes, we do. Don't. Just please. Do you have body cam? Please. Do you have body cam? Do you not force me? Do not. Don't. Do it. Don't. You know that. Please. I need to get out of the car. Hey, I see double blue, sir. They're going to shoot me on double blue? Just relax. No, just relax. Please get out of the car. There's rights to this. You know there are rights to this. Listen, we can figure this out. We can talk about this. Oh, this is how you feel about this. We can't talk about it with you not listening to us. We're not listening. You're our first of the grab. All I'm asking you to do. You're violating my rights. Let go of me. You just put your hand on a gun, sir. Whoa. No, you pulled a gun on me unconstitutionally. Please. And I did in response. We don't want to do this, man. Just get out of the car. I'm just asking. We'll get this figured out. Just come out and just get out of the car. Release me now. You can't do that. Release it. I have 7 minutes left. Okay. Just get out of the car. Come on, come back here. We'll talk about it. Excuse me. This right here is a reason to get myself cast doctrine. You know that. We'll get this figured out. Don't do it. Please. Just come on. Get out of the car, sir. Just get out of the car. Just step out. No, just step out. Just step out of the car. Don't do it. Get out of the car. You're on double blue. You know what's going to happen, right? Just stop. Get out of the car. That's a wrong order. You're going to go to jail. A gunfight. Oh, take me to jail then. Go ahead. Just come on. You're obstructing. I can't. No, you're obstructing. You're pointing a gun at me, sir. Right now my life's in threat. Okay. Well, we have.
I don't see body cam on this, sir. I'm just going to drive away. I'm not going to bother anybody.
No, you're
Hands
not.
on the seat.
Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't.
I don't even know where to begin with this foolishness. There is a distinct difference in these videos. Distinct. So in the first video with Lieutenant Nazario, he was very calm, very composed. While he, didn't want to get out of the car because he said he was afraid, he was there. He was there. On the other hand, the officers were loud and just going for him. Fast forward to the second video. Complete opposite. Not only did the driver in the second video get loud, belligerent, blatantly told him he wasn't getting out of the car, dude had a gun in his lap that you can see on the video. And yet the officers were very calm, very quiet, very patient with this gentleman, wanted to give him every benefit of the doubt. No gun visible in the first video. Gun right there. Not only were they not afraid of this dude and his gun, they were right up on his car, in his car window. He actually punked them with that gun. He told them, if you sick your dog on me, I'ma shoot. So, Lorenzo. Yeah. I can't with the videos. As you see, it's got me scratching my head. And see, the second video was from a while back. I just had to pull that video because it is a stark difference between incidents. And the biggest difference, color. So anyway, before I get any crazier, let's talk about this. I mean, go ahead, say something.
Yeah, there appears to be a difference in this. So we're not going to really pass judgment on who's right or who's wrong exactly, but let's talk about the situation.
Yeah. So, because in inviting you on for this, I really didn't want to, because we had a long conversation about all of this, and I didn't want to get into the what Nazario did wrong or did right or whatever. I really wanted to focus on the incident in the video, in the how he was treated versus how this other person was treated. And so that's the part that I really want to flat out. What did everybody do wrong?
Oh, one of the main things is when he initially was being pulled over on your first video, he did not immediately pull over when the lights were on him. So that really agitated the officers at that particular time. What you want to do so that we can at least give some tips to people so this situation can be avoided totally is if you're being pulled over and you do feel like you're in threat or you're in an area where you don't feel safe, well, they may not be police. You want to immediately slow down. You want to put your blinkers on. So now the officers are aware that you know they're there and you've acknowledged them. Then you want to call 911. Let them know where you are. Let them know that police are pulling you over or someone that you believe is police is pulling you over. At that particular time, now you're going to be recorded. So this whole traffic stop will be recorded. You drive slowly into a well-lit area.
Okay.
As he tried to do. But remember, he would be recorded by the police. And they'll go over the air and ask, is their unit pulling an officer over such and such? It might not just be that jurisdiction, but a lot of different jurisdictions listen to each other. So there's a chance that they may hear it.
Okay, so we're in the gas station now. And one of the things that I hear when the video first starts is that they say they're making a felony stop.
Yeah.
Are they saying this as a result of the fact that dude didn't want to pull over right away? Because supposedly the reason that they even wanted to pull him over was because of they couldn't see his tag.
Yeah. So they're saying that they're making a felony stop. Sounds like because he refused to stop and led them to a location. So at their minds, at this particular time, this is a felony stop in their minds. And it's cool at this particular time, but there's a point now where things start to get a little bit, bad now for the police side of it. You've made this stop. Now you see there's a tag in the window. So at that particular time, that's not the case. Now you get to the window and you talk to this individual and you see the officer immediately say, "Get out of the car because you're under arrest." Then he stops and he says, "No, you're being detained." So you got to have your mind straight. If you're going to arrest him, then you're going to arrest him. If you're going to detain him, then there's going to be a reason for your detainment. So now you say, what is you detaining this person for? For not having good tags? You've just seen that the tags are good, so you have to have another reason. At this particular time, they don't have that reason. That's why they really want him just to get out of the car. Now, if you're going to give him a ticket, he doesn't really have to get out of the car. You just give him a ticket, keep it moving. But at this point, they've gone a little bit overboard, and they continue to go a little bit overboard. You see, he's not going to get out of the car at this point. So now you got to cut your losses, let it go. But as it continues, it gets a little bit worse, and it gets a little bit worse. His hands are outside of the window. There's no one else in the car. Now you deploy the mace. At that point, now this traffic stop is going totally wrong. They're in trouble, and they know they've blown it. So now they're going to have to correct themselves in some kind of way.
Okay, so let me ask you though. The second video, we know we don't know why they stopped that guy in the second video, but in comparing it to the first video, they stop Nazario. They decide they want to say it's a felony stop. They come out, guns drawn, screaming at him, all of these things. We see in this second video, again, there's multiple officers in the second video as well. But we see in the second video that one of the officers' his gun is definitely drawn. The second officer, guns have been drawn and everything. But this driver, how is it he got away with having a gun in his lap? How is it he got away with being so loud and aggressive with the police?
Well, we'll say this. Something about that second video driver made those officers feel that he wasn't a threat as much as maybe someone else may be a threat. Now, I don't know if it's because he's a male. I don't know if it's because maybe he was a white male. But there was something about him that made them feel that there's no way this man that has a gun on him and is acting like that you have a gun pointed at him is not going to harm you for some odd reason.
But Lorenzo, he told them, "I will shoot you."
Maybe they didn't hear that several times when he said it.
I heard
So
it.
like I said, maybe there's something about him that made them feel he's not a threat, even though he said, "I will shoot you."
Okay,
Maybe it's something different about him.
I don't. See, this is what I don't understand. You draw your guns on Nazario. You mace Nazario. You all but yank him out of the car. He never once threatens you. He doesn't necessarily. He doesn't scream, yell. He's not doing any of those things. And you act in a manner in which you feel your life is threatened. Now, this other dude who flat out told you, "I'm gonna shoot you," flat out said, I'm not getting out of the car. You drew your gun on me, so I have the right to draw my gun on you. And then dude drove off. And they're standing there, dicks in their hand, like, oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, and
Again.
at one point, he even tells the trooper to put his gun away, and the trooper puts his gun away. So as it's evident that in some situations, some people are treated different than other people are treated. I doubt that I would be driving away alive from that second traffic stop at all.
No, and you wouldn't have even people have been shot with no gun. No gun.
Yeah.
Okay? Dante Wright did not have a gun in his car. And we ain't even going to go there. We're not going to go there because we ain't got enough time to talk about Dante Wright getting shot by a woman who thought she had drawn her taser.
Yeah. But, things are evident out here, and people have to be very aware that you could be perceived by some officers different than others are perceived. You got to be very cautious in that.
I like how you say it so politically correct. You can be perceived differently than others are perceived. That's so.
I might have a gun, and someone might feel I might shoot them. Someone else may have a gun, say they're going to shoot them, and they may say, "No, you're not going to shoot me." Why would you do something like that?
Listen. I don't. Again, this is a part of the new "What the Fuck" segment, WTF, and I'm just shaking my head on this. I'm just shaking my head. Here, you've got an officer on trial for putting his knee on someone's neck for over 9 minutes, causing this man to lose his life. Not even a whole year later, a young man is pulled over for a expired tag in which, and I said I wasn't going to talk about this, but damn it, I got a cue card. So the young man is pulled over for an expired tag, and the police chief said the tag's office is backed up for at least 2 to 3 months. Why did you waste time pulling this dude over if technically he couldn't even get his tag re-registered or whatever it was he needed to do? Your people already knew it was impossible. And then when I was watching CNN, Poppy Harlow, the reporter Poppy Harlow. If you don't know who Poppy Harlow is, that's fine. Let me tell you what Poppy Harlow looks like. She's white with blonde hair. And Poppy said that she had been pulled over for an expired tag and got to drive right on off. Now, granted, there's a little bit more behind the story with Dante. I'm not going to get into all of that. Point still is, though, if the tag office was not in a position to process tags in a timely manner, did you waste time pulling this boy over? And then I heard, and again, story gets improved upon every day, that it was a misdemeanor warrant. Okay. Lorenzo and I are going to come back and talk about this one a little bit more at another time. But something I heard CNN analysis, former Chief Ramsey said that Lorenzo and I have talked about on multiple occasions. The reason you have the problem that you see in Minnesota, for example, hiring and recruitment. That's reason number one. They said there are how many people? What was it? 30 some odd, 40 some odd people on the police department there. Only 4 of them are black, and a total of 7 of them are minority. Right? Yeah. And none of them live in this area where this incident took place. So they're unfamiliar with the people, unfamiliar with the area as a whole. Okay? So first problem is hiring and recruitment. You need to hire people who are familiar with the area. Okay? You need to hire people who are familiar and comfortable with the demographic. Think about that. If the neighborhood is, as they said, I think 35%, 30% African American, and there's 4 whole officers of African American descent, there's not enough of y'all up in there that understands what's going on in the neighborhood. And then recruitment. Do you realize that you have to be 21 and in most cases have, what is it, a 2-year degree, Lorenzo? Nod your head.
Yeah.
2-year
Yeah,
degree?
that's what,
How many brothers are making it that 2 years to be educationally qualified and then are making it to 21 with a background that is testable, that can be researched, and that they can actually qualify? Not physically, not mentally, because we're definitely physically capable and we're definitely mentally capable, but they need to be able to qualify in terms of a background check. Not a lot of folks will make it that far with the qualifications that are being required. So that's another challenge, right? You can't,
yeah.
you need us in the neighborhood, but you put so many restrictions on us, we're never going to get to the place where we can qualify to work in the neighborhood. And then there's training. We've got to work on the training. And according to Lorenzo, training's not quite long enough. That correct, Lorenzo?
Yeah. One of your major problems, like you just brought up, with the college requirements and things like that, they're never going to hire from the inner city to police the inner city. So you're getting people from the Midwest out in areas where they've never dealt with minorities that are coming into police. They're not vested in that city. They don't live in a city. They could care less about that. Do your 8 and leave. They get into a little hostile situation, and of course, they're in fear of their life. They've never been around people that look different than them. But that's the way America has been doing for policing, and it's going on in all states. So the first thing that happens is you reach for your gun and you get more shootings now. Some of your best officers are inner city people that can deal with inner city situations. But you
Yeah.
don't have to prove yourself by having a degree. That doesn't mean anything. You could have a lot of schooling and no common sense.
Oh,
And that
hello.
happens a lot.
Yeah. So, we've got to definitely work on hiring and recruitment. We've got to work on training, what kind of training. And listen, people, this is not going away overnight. We're talking years and years and years of issues. We're talking way back to slavery. Okay. Police have been chasing African Americans since we were just Africans here on the continent. It's been a long standing hate relationship. So if you think convicting any one officer, getting money from any one incident is going to make it better, you are sadly mistaken. You are actually fooling yourself. We have got to stay the same way Chauvin was on dude's neck for 9 minutes till he died is the same way we have to be on their necks until this whole problem dies. It's not happening quick. And we have got to be patient. We've got to be smart. And we've got to use wisdom. Got to use wisdom. I want to
Very
thank you,
true.
Lorenzo, for being here and remind
Glad you're
me.
back, Casey, at night. We've missed you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is
Give
like,
the
it
people
reminds
what
me
they
of like
want.
a kung fu movie. Remember back in the day, you watched the kung fu movie? And I'm
Yeah.
saying kung fu movie because back in when we were kids, we referred to them as kung fu movies where
Mm.
there'd be all this talking, and then the mouth would move. Yeah,
Yeah, but at
I
least
love it.
they could hear, so they know what we're talking about.
See, now all of a sudden your mouth and the words line up.
Well,
Anyway,
we got a
anyway,
minute
all
or
right.
two. Give it to them. You got a minute or two. Give it to them.
Well, I got to tell them what's coming up next. Next, where's my stuff at? Next. No, wait, not next. All right, people. So check it out. Your girl has been nominated for 2 awards from the ASN Lifestyle magazine. I've been nominated for Best Lifestyle and Adult Industry Erotic Writer and Best Lifestyle Adult Educator. You're like, Casey, I didn't know you do that stuff. Then you must be brand new to who Casey is. And that's good. I'm going to teach you everything. But in the meantime, you're going to go to that website. You're going to vote for Casey. Just remember, you're like, how would I get there? How am I going to know which category it is? Don't worry, baby. If you click on all the buttons, my name's at the top of the list. You can't miss me. When you find my name twice, you done. Hit submit. We good. Now, later on, we can talk about some other people. But for right now, you're going to learn how to go vote for Casey. I appreciate you voting for me. But listen, not only was I nominated for 2 awards, I also will be teaching a workshop on pervertibles. Casey, what's a pervertible? Ooh, we gonna learn. We gonna learn what pervertibles are. Yes, we are. See, that's the one you're supposed to be in. I'm gonna teach. Lord, I love it.
You got half of me. You got me.
Yeah, not that one. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. Wait, where's it at?
Put me and Rita in the same picture.
Here we go. Now I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna teach y'all what pervertibles are. You're gonna want to know. I don't have any Twizzlers here, but I'm gonna keep Twizzlers handy because I'm gonna teach you what a pervertible is, starting with a Twizzler. And as if being nominated for 2 awards and teaching a class on pervertibles wasn't enough, your girl's also a presenter. So listen, they ought to just put that little triangle in the title and throw my name up on top, because it's gonna be about me too. All right, so basically, it's my plan to take over a whole thing, the whole shenanigans. I'm taking it over. All right, I'm just saying. ASN Lifestyle Magazine Awards in September is mine. It's mine. Top secret resort in Orlando. You need to be there. You need to come check it out. Come hang. And if nothing else, get your vote. You can vote every single day. Every day. Every 24 hours, you can cast your vote. If you cannot remember to cast your vote, you need to be following me on Twitter, because every single day, I am going to remind you to cast your vote. Now, coming up next, I'm going to give you an hour. Well, at this point, it's less than an hour break. And you need to come back to Exotica TV on YouTube. Tonight, we're on YouTube because they got kicked off of Periscope. Right? Or no, or did we get kicked off of YouTube? I got kicked off of Periscope, and I think they got kicked off of YouTube last week. That's what it is. That's what it is. So anyway, you're going to find us tonight on exoticatv.com or on Twitter /Periscope, Exotica TV. Check out BoobTube with my co-hosts, Carrie Anthony and Desirable Bottom. We are talking about Leonardo DiCaprio movies. You got to come hang. Let me know what's your favorite. And again, I want to thank Lorenzo. Just stay there, Lorenzo. Work through the end screen with me. Don't hang up. I want to thank Lorenzo for giving us his professional legal opinion in my What the Fuck segment. I'm going to also next week, I haven't decided exactly what, but next week I'm going to bring you some more laws that are aimed at basically controlling women. We'll do some more of that next week. I kind of dig all of that. Oh, wait, hold on. Axel Foley. Periscope is closed. Oh, did I do it again? All right, unless he's referring to my other one. But anyway, all right, people, thank you for being here tonight. I will see you at 10, or I will see you next week at 8. Have a great night. Bye.